Hey Starseeds, Starseed Discovery Lauren here. Who the heaven is Lauren Lightfoot? Well, I'm here to tell you. So this is for your daily guidance today to just let you know who your guide is here on Starseed Discovery. I have some notes here, so if you see me glancing over this because that's there. So jumping right in, who is she? Well, I'm gonna let you know who I am, give you my backstory, and then I'm gonna let the cards tell you who I am as well. We'll see what they have to say about me. So I was born in Texas in a little tiny place out of Houston. And my mom and dad put me in dance classes like as soon as they could because I had asthma, so I was like not allowed to go outside, all these things. So I started dancing from a very young age, and then ever since I was little, like I always had like angelic experiences. I had attacks. I had mainly in my dreams is where I was attacked, but and then I had like predictive future dreams, and I just kept getting used to it, kept getting used to it. Then my intuition kept kind of turning on, and then skip a couple years, I hit my kundalini rising, my awakening process after a twin situation. But going back, okay, I went to Texas State University. And eat 'em up, cats. And then I was in the dance program there, got my training in the Hawkins technique, modern dance. And then to get more of a digital side of dance, I transferred to Oakland, California, Mills College, and I graduated from Mills. And I graduated May of 2019. So I'm very excited. I have my bachelor's of in science in dance, bachelor of science in dance, and that is in my bedroom on my wall. It took me a long time to get that, but I did get it, and so I'm an official artist, if you will. But that named me from there like a visual artist, a videographer, video editor, director. I did choreography. I was a dancer. There's so many things I did in that with my dance background. And then I moved to LA, and I was in a really pretty nasty relationship, it turned out, after we moved here. We moved in together, and we had broken up finally, and he had moved out finally, and I was in this like mode where I just didn't know where I was, what I was doing in LA. I felt very overwhelmed, and I was just letting all of that monkey mind take over, and I went down to this deep spiral depression. Actually, before the spiraling down, I was already kind of depressed, but then I met somebody who I'd never really seen, I'd seen connections, like, you know, I could tell like which ones I could have connections with prior to meeting him. But also at the same time me meeting this person, I was also starting to really get into sacred geometry and really start trying to tap into what all the mysticism was about. Like, what is this? I was just kind of I've always followed my heart, which is why I got my bachelor's in dance, against my father's will. And so that's, I've always just done me and my heart. So that's been helpful and a big blessing into this 5D experience that I have in this ascension process I've been experiencing the last year. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, a year ago from today, I was really very lost. I had already met the person that really ignited, he immediately cut me off, and I was just like, what's wrong with and then I started doing like a lot of research, self-research, and that's when Abraham Hicks came in for me, Law of Attraction came in for me, The Secret, Law of One came in for me, and I was just like boom, 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 boom. Taking it back a couple of years though, while I was at Texas State University, if my dog starts whimpering, it's because she's dreaming. I had started watching Ancient Aliens, and I was like really obsessed with watching it. And so maybe that, I'm sure that did trigger this dream, but I had this out-of-body experience in this dream where that's gonna be a whole nother video what that dream was for me, and that's really like started cracking me open. And like it's been like a 4-year journey now or so, but it's been very slow at my snail pace to say the least. But it's been a lot, and I understand a lot now, so I can't say it was too slow or anything like that. It was just, it's compacted. The universe is very compact and complex. So I didn't even really know what this dream was. It was out of body. I remember going through what looked like was a blue portal, and then I was on this spaceship, and as just like pure consciousness, and I was communicating with familiar family and everything else, and I was like able to understand everything telepathically, and I was able to understand everything all at once. And I remember waking up in the middle of that dream and sitting up, like going, because what made me sit up was this smell of perfume that I had never smelled before. So I was like, is someone wearing heavy perfume breaking into my house? I was like, no, that's not it. I think there's someone standing next to me that I can't see. I'm just going to roll over and go back to bed. As soon as I grabbed my dog and I hit my pillow, I went back through that blue portal, again, back to the experience I was experiencing. So when I woke up, the first thing I said was, we are one. And boom, baby, like that was it for me. I was a little upset that I had so much knowledge and weight on my shoulders, and like I had no one to talk to about it. I was like, why me? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, little old me, like what am I supposed to do with this? So I pushed it aside for a couple of years. It kind of spooked me, and I didn't really know what to do with it, and I was just like, it overwhelmed me, to say the least. So I graduated college. I still remembered it and still talked about it, and it influenced my thesis, work. But I still didn't really have a good grasp on it. Not until I was able to let go of the responsibility of school was I able to really dive into all this and me. So school is done. Now here I am in LA, lost as a puppy, and just like, what do I do with myself? So Abraham Hicks came in, the Law of Attraction, Law of One came in. I'm still remembering this dream, mind you, still think about that dream to this day, still matching it all up to everything. And in that dream was like, Law of One, and then the Emerald Tablets was also the second thing I remembered in Thoth. And so, okay, where are we? So I spiraled down, met this person, we'll say person twin number one, because I've experienced several twins at this point. But really what the twin is, I actually saw someone, like the reflection of myself in someone, and really I saw a deeper connection, meaning I've known you in some other lifetime. I know it's not been here. I know I've never met you now. I know I've never met you in this skin as Lauren Lightfoot. I've never met you, but I know that I've met you. So that and then I just stumbled across the twin flame thing, doing some research one night, and I was like, oh, that's what this is. Oh shit. And so then I went down that rabbit hole. From there, another high school friend came into the picture. We connected over the Emerald Tablets and Thoth, and a lot of those teachings, a lot of the Gnostic teachings, unconditional love and things. And then I was stuck on that, and I was like, oh, this is my twin. And turned out like a lot of since high school, we've experienced, like, I don't know about the same experiences, I'm sure, in a lot of the different same ways, but there's been like several pictures of our lifetimes that I'm like, why do we have the same photo? It's really weird. Like one with me and my kitten, and this person has a picture of him in the same exact outfit, white top, white button-up top, and pants with their kitten. we weren't communicating. So anyway, it really that's just a tiny example. And then for that experience cracked me open in a way where I was telepathically communicating and receiving messages. I was able to start using my Merkaba and really tapping into the chakras, and started doing readings for myself. I started realizing I've always been a tarot reader in every lifetime, on every level, on every existence, pretty much. I've just always used tarot to get through, to navigate my way through. Or Oracle. I mean, to me, it's the same thing. It's just access to the Akashic. Okay? Crystal balls use as well. The first thing I ordered, though, that really started getting me tapped in while knowing the second twin was this baby. With my pendulum. And you gotta be careful when you use this. Don't see this and be like, oh, I'm gonna get a pendulum, so I'm using it. Like, do your research before you start using it, right? But this person's energy helped me learn how to use this. And I wasn't even tapping into this person's energy. It just started spelling the person's name, and I was like, really? Really? So anyway, that took me on a whole nother level, and then I had to start learning how to protect myself and all of these things, because then that person's didn't always have their best interest for me, it turns out. And I still love that person. I still love each and every one of these people dearly, unconditionally. But there's things that I've learned, like that you find their reflection, you capture from that moment what you need to from that reflection of yourself, and then it takes the path it's going to take. It's either going to not separate, because we're never in separation from anything. We're always tapped into one consciousness. But you're able to take maybe more or less an invisible 3D route, because you're not seeing each other anymore. Right? You're not physically seeing each other. You can always tap in and know where they are, what they're doing, how they're feeling. But when it's that deep of a connection, really with anybody. But instantly, like, there's a difference between somebody you've had that twin connection with versus somebody else, and being able to tap in. Or, a family member, somebody that's really close to you, to your soul. It's easier and quicker to tap into their energy. So I learned that there too. So there's many, many, many things I learned from the second twin. Then the third twin came in this summer. It was very short and sweet. Actually, he tattooed, freestyled a lotus on my kundalini. I don't make this stuff up. Like, yes, this other twin freestyled a lotus flower on my lower spine, my kundalini. So, my sacrum. So, from that twin, I was already doing readings. I was already tapping into crystal energy. I also got, sorry, I always don't mean to, this is so important. It's such a big part of light work. I am a light worker. I did get my Reiki certification level 1. I believe it was April of 2020, maybe March. But I did that through YouTube, through, I'll put it in the comments, but I want to say it's like Learn Reiki. I don't remember what it's called exactly. Forgive me, but it takes you through all the steps, and it is very in-depth, like no interruptions. You have your book. It's an hour long, and there was so much pausing, rewinding, so it's like an hour, but for me it was like 5. Okay, maybe longer. And then just learning that knowledge, it was like I was remembering more or less teaching myself the first time, because I had already started tapping into my kundalini, so I was already like accepting and allowing and all these things. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, I got this. Like I've actually like already kind of been doing Reiki my whole life, just not really knowing it was called that or gone through schooling. So I did that. I started learning 2 and 3, but then I started realizing like, yes, I can get certified, but I remembered how level 1, I tapped in and started remembering, like same thing with 2 and 3. So I never actually got the certification for 2 and 3, and I didn't get the attunement for 2 and 3. So maybe I did. No. I gotta look. I might have done 2. I'm sorry. A lot has happened. But I know I definitely did 1. I think I started to do 2, but I didn't actually go through with it. But anyway, it's free. The attunement, I think you do pay for somewhat, but it's a very small fee. And I was very satisfied. And like I said, maybe everybody's different. Like maybe somebody does need to go like to an actual place and like be in front of a master and like, you know, remember that way. And I'm not saying I can't learn additional things from a master, but as far as like just basic Reiki and like what I need it for here and with my clients and the manifestation mindset work, the light work that I do right now, like I'm good. I might go up higher later, like it's you know, officially. Okay. Yeah, started. So the kundalini opening with the tattoo, the lowest tattoo. So that I was already like able to access like the Akashic, but I had never really like, I kept drawing me, but I was like, and I had done work on it, like inner child work, like through the awakening experience, the kundalini experience that I had the last year. I go back and deal with memories and, you know, replace them with healthy ones, things like that. And I've done that several different times with several different things I've experienced. And then, so I was like, okay, the Akashic is this thing. So I'm getting this tattoo and I'm like, how do I know this person? And we were actually together at the time. The next day we weren't. Anyway, it was very short-lived. And sadly, but surely it was. We were actually right here in my living room, and I was like right over here, and I was like, so I keep looking over there. I was like, how do I know this person? And like, boom, I went to the my Akashic library, and I was shown how we knew each other, and it had everything to do with the Akashic. And I looked at him and I said, I know how I know you, but you're not gonna believe it. And he said, how? And I told him, and he said, I believe you, because I've always felt that. And I was like, oh shit. So then he experienced his own experiences actually at the beach. And that's when I realized too, after he left and we'd broken up, I realized that the ocean and the mountains, which is why Sedona is so incredible, but the ocean and the mountains are both the Akashic field. They are the best way to explain it is like they've been around the longest since day 1, and they've seen everything. They just know it all. And the stars communicate with them. They get star baths like, 24 hours? 7 days a week? Never stops. So needless to say, I would not have my kundalini risen. I would not be cracked open. I would not be sitting here like this before you today. I would not be enlightened or on my ascension process. And all the healing that I have done towards my soul and the collective, if it were not for the twin flame, for the twin flame journey, for the Starseed twin flame journey in particular, whatever twin flame you want to take, route you want to take, but in particular Starseed one is a beautiful, very intergalactic and one collective consciousness ideology or just story, life force. And I would not be where I am without each and every one of those people triggering me and sending me off onto each different milestone that they did through this process. If it weren't for the twin flame, I would not be here. I would not be where I am with my spirituality. So that's my twin flame thing. Now, and since then I have, well, since the second twin, really, I got this book, Divine Architecture and the Starseed Template, Matrix Memory, Triggers for Ascension, Magenta Pixie, and I loved it. And I started learning more about the twin flame, and I realized, oh, I'm my own twin flame. My higher self is my own twin flame. So now I just know that I can find my twin in anybody, which is why, I mean, starting from the awakening process, because, you know, there's like a maturing process you go through. Like, sure, there's like, I'm sure you're dating the twin of your 16-year-old self, but when you were 16, you were not necessarily the same twin you are now, right? The same person you are now. So it evolves with you. And then a download I got today too was that, like, also, which I've heard an Archangel Michael download say a similar thing, where there's this predominant potent energy that is just going in and out of people, weaving its way through until you and it actually can manifest the most intentional, wholesome, purest spiritual connection that you can, that you've been searching for your whole life. So it's like between you and whatever person, 3D person it manifests in. And sometimes I'm sure that can be a person that comes back, and there, a lot of the times there can be other situations too where, you know, that's different from mine, where an 18 and 19-year-old, 18 and 40-year-old, for all I know, I don't know, an 18-year-old can get married and be married to a twin for the rest of their life. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, because it does. It just didn't for me. And so, you know, if it's the same for you, if some similar situation for you, where it's like you've seen this in other people, it's because there is a predominant energy that exists that keeps kind of bouncing through. That's why you go through the separation. But we're never separated, right? We're just like talking or not, or physically seeing each other or not, but you can always know where they are, right? What they're doing, how they're doing. And so, and I'm sure even if you're not talking to a twin and that twin happens to leave this earth, like, I'm sure you can feel that too. I fortunately have not experienced that, but I'm sure, and my condolences go out to all of you who have experienced that. Also, I wanted to throw in condolences for anybody who's having to go through school right now, especially college, or get their thesis through the pandemic, especially when it started kicking in last semester. My heart really does go out for you. It really does. I'm not sure that I could have finished school with, I needed the support, you know, in-person support. So really, my condolences to you, and all of you guys are heroes for sticking through school right now. Okay, so going back to who the hell am I? Who the hell am I? I then therefore took a leap of faith and started to take a pay cut. I was doing ASMR massages in person and home. I started doing a channel, but I didn't really actually go through with it all the way. SEO work wasn't working on so when I moved to LA, I was like having a really hard time paying bills with the ASMR. Just, it didn't follow me to LA. I was still getting calls from Austin. Still to this day. Even yesterday, I had a text from Austin about ASMR. Manifestations are just crazy. Sometimes you're just like, okay, I want that manifestation to now be about this business. Right? So, the ASMR was not working, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take a leap of faith and just start reading. I started doing free readings to like friends or new people I was meeting along the way. And then once I got the confidence, and I was like, yep, this is me. I'm helping people. I'm blowing them away. Like, I'm blowing myself away. Like, this is a thing. I need to do this. I started taking calls for a network. I started doing in-person calls. I started doing video chat calls. I started realizing also that working with my higher self and the collective consciousness, that I was helping this shift, helping people get out of the monkey mindset, helping people see their potential, their true potential, and living their freest version of themselves, opening their throat chakras and connecting to their higher selves and following their heart. Where are they really supposed to be? What are they really supposed to be doing? Like, who are you doing whatever you're doing for, Is it you or somebody else or something else? So I was like, okay, I've always wanted to help people with that sort of thing. And through my art, through my dance, I was like, okay, I need to all put it in one spot. So now here I am with Starseed Discovery, doing their readings, and doing my art all in one place. Now, my readings, I can really answer any question. It's not a problem. But I typically really enjoy doing galactic heritage readings. Letting you know where you've been, what you've been doing, Akashic field readings, upgrades, activations, DNA upgrades, DNA coding, DNA activations, connecting to your higher self, using the pyramid, using the crystals, using music, using dance, but using all my beautiful, lovely babies, my cards, my decks, using YouTube, using production to help you guys through this and helping you see what I've always been able to see, but not always tap into. It's a difference. And helping you guys actually tap into it and live it and be it and feel it and discover it and, you know, lick it all up and just love it all. And just love being in your skin, love being alive, love being you. Also, with a third twin, I realized how important the Akashic was, and that a lot of the star seeds. Oh, I tapped into the star seed thing back in the time frame of the law of attraction, law of one time period. In the twin flame thing, I stumbled across it, and what cracked me open originally was bring us to the dawn. Give me a high five. You know what I'm talking about there. Yeah. Bring us to the dawn. There we go. If you haven't heard the audiobook or read it for yourself, you need to do that as a star seed. There's also a couple decks you need to have as a starseed, in my opinion, for your star map, and we'll talk about star maps in a second, for Starseed Discovery, but it is the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. I know, I can feel some of you already have these decks. And then the Work Your Light deck, the Light Workers, also by Rebecca Campbell. Those two are like predominant, and then I suggest getting your crystals and your pendulum, getting your charts. I posted a free chart that I used from Wholeness Shift, hands up to, I think it's, oh yeah, Victoria. I was gonna say Rebecca. Who's Rebecca? Hands up to Victoria with wholenessshift.com. She really helped me also learn about the pendulum, but there's also a lot of other things. I will also do a pendulum video, but I also offer one-on-one training for anything like the crystals, the Reiki, the pendulum, the cards, your, you know, really like your chakra balances, tapping into like what is you, what feels right, like how do you keep you sharpened and experience this and expand, and the psychedelics for, you know, part of all of this too. I do microdose on occasion, and I think that's heavily important too. I know a lot of gurus or other people on YouTube might disagree with me. However, for me, it's worked, and I recommend to microdose. I don't recommend going off balls to the wall now. Okay, that's totally different, and I'm not recommending that. That's not what I condone. But tapping into your higher self by microdosing, I do condone, and I find it very successful. And then, of course, taking time to process, so not doing it like all the time. Of course, taking everything in moderation. I typically, as far as like usage goes, I do smoke marijuana and I drink wine. I can't drink hard liquor anymore, really. I don't enjoy beer, and maybe like a sip or two of beer, but then it's just mainly red wine that I drink when I drink, and it's very rarely. The last time I had an itch to go get a bottle of wine, I just ended up being too lazy and not going. So that answers that question. But aside, just so you understand, like I microdose, and I do it with respect out of myself for my spirituality, and that is the only reason. I'm not chasing anything. It's not like a fun time. I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like going to the club on it, you know, or I won't say that because I have, but it's not, I wouldn't even call it recreational use. It's spiritual use is what it is. It's spiritual use. It's not recreational either. It's not daily. It's spiritual. And that's how I recommend to use any substance, whatever substances you are, if you're going to use anything like any psychedelics, or marijuana. And then, that's my take on that, who I am and where I go with that. Sorry, I was going into the psychedelics, but I was like, oh, that's something I didn't write down, so I wanted to go ahead and tell you about that. But the Akashic and the third twin, I realized that a lot of the seeds, star seeds here, that are choosing this and accepting the starseed path, as their free will, taking that free will choice to do that. And yes, that can be a part of the reason why the twins don't match up sometimes too. Like, they just don't awaken and they never got fired up like you did. Just for whatever reason, I don't know. Because like there's a lot of like negative, like potent negative vibrations on Earth, so, and Gaia. So I'm sure a lot of that's like taking over some stuff and not successfully, like the reincarnation of that soul had hoped for originally. You learn all that. Bring Yourself to Dawn. You'll learn all that, and the other book I mentioned, the Starseed template. So I realized that a lot of the starseeds are walking here, reincarnations of many fragments, many DNA codes that are going to help them essentially be Ascension Stars. Okay, but really lead the 5D leap over, and ascend with Gaia, and their union with Gaia. But they are also helping lift the veils of the religions, bringing out the actual raw truths that are there versus what we were maybe taught, right, and passed down and whatever. So we're learning how to go inside, learn from ourselves, learn how to listen, learn to like absorb information left and right, but then also filter it with discernment, right? Using our discernment on what we're taking in is always a key factor. You don't want to just believe anything and everything. You want to be like, that resonates, that doesn't, that feels like my heart matches it, not so much. That goes back and forth between all the time. You're always learning, never stops. Shadow work never stops. You find your light in the deepest, darkest shadows. The times where you just really don't want to be here anymore, that's when your light can come on the brightest. Definitely has for me. So I know it's like a really hard spot to be in, but if you're in that spot, hang on. You can get through it. Just keep learning about you, learning about the universe, and that's really what gets you out of like the deepest, darkest depths of your mind, and maybe where you're like losing track of it or purpose of being here. And the star seeds are like reliving a lot of this like biblical days, or like even older, like Egyptian, like I resonate with some of that too. Like, this is my first tarot deck, was the Egyptian tarot, and I actually thought they were oracle cards for some reason. And I got them, I was like, ooh, that's gonna be difficult. And they're pretty difficult deck to learn. But I love them. And my twins energy has like its favorites energies to speak to me through all my decks. So that's another reason to maybe start doing your own and getting your own decks, teaching yourself that, the decks is how I taught myself about me so much on so many levels. Like, they're just like, I feel like they're the Library of Alexander and like reincarnation into cards. Like, I really do. Like, there's so much information that you don't learn in school or anywhere else. Other places on the webs, I guess, but really, this is key factor. Getting your cards and doing your own fucking readings for yourself is just so important on the star maps here at Starseed Discovery, in my opinion. And then, your twin flame can have its favorite cards to bring through energies. And so, you can start realizing how far back you go, and like where you were, and like, you know, what lifetimes you were in, where you knew each other, what levels of relationships you had with each other on different places, different timelines, different place, you know, bodies, different light bodies, different dimensions. We're all interdimensional. I started, you know, during the kundalini rising about a year ago is when I started realizing we're interdimensional beings, and just how many dimensions we live on and exist on at the same time, and how accessible going backwards and forwards in time is, and what that really meant, and how time is not linear, and how it's all now. So that was really a part of that awakening. And so now that's why we can access and bring in these DNA codes and really remember what it was like to be certain people and characters in these different religious texts and ascended masters. And that's why a lot of us resonate as like having memories of being them, or really feeling like you could be them, because you're remembering who you were and what parts of you. And we all share that too, as a one collective, yes, but then also there's certain DNA coding within each of us that some of us have the same of, so we can remember the same things. It's so beautiful. Like somebody, after Lauren Lightfoot dies, even living, that's a whole different story. Like being Lauren Lightfoot and also being someone else on the other side of the world at the same time is accurate. And that's something I'm tapping into right now that I'm trying to grasp my mind around. So that's a different video. But, you know, when Lauren Lightfoot dies, Lauren Lightfoot's DNA and all the components that she was will reincarnate, and everything she contributed to the collective karmatically will reincarnate into another soul, just fragments of her spliced up, like, because it goes into pure consciousness, so then it can evolve in different forms and express itself from source in different expressions. Beautiful, right? And so lovely. I love life. I love life. Another video, I'm going to tell you who, like, my past lives, who I am, like all the aspects of the past life, the here and now, the parallel, the interdimensional, the future, all of that stuff. And we'll go really deep into that. I'm going to get real honest with you guys. I'll tell you who I am as a starseed, all those things. But the starseeds are healing towards the collective, those wounds that were left, that we do know about, that we have been taught we can, but also the wounds that we don't know about, that we have to tap into in our Akashic library and our Akashic fields to actually go in and heal towards. And again, you're not spending a ton of time there, but it is, and it's a choice. You don't have to do this, but I recommend putting this on your star map to help, because it just helped me just boom, 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 boom. And if you want to go, you have to put in the work. You have to. You can't just like sleep on it and then wake up and you're there. I'm sorry. The universe is too complex. You have to play the cosmic game, and it's a complex game. You are an extension of Source. You are Source. So Source is not going to spoon feed you. You didn't come here to be spoon-fed. Knock, knock. You didn't. Knock, knock. You didn't. You know everything that you're going through. You already planned it out. It's in your blueprint before you got here. Bring it to the done again. I also have dyslexia. So, anyway, I don't have dyslexia. You know, I've been doing really good about that. And I tripped up today. And I said it once, and it just happened again. So I speak every word the way it's supposed to be pronounced. Okay, so in the right way, like not so backwards. It is forwards. Anyway, neither here nor there. I hope that I'm also comical. I try to be comical, but we'll see how many ha-has we get. yes, healing towards the collective. So remembering those religious figures and ascended masters, not necessarily the ascended masters you want to tap into to help you on this journey. Yes, you're not necessarily healing anything towards them, but it's more like past life, like 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 years ago, however many 50,000 years ago you want to go, tapping in and going back as much as you can whenever you have time to do this, or whenever you feel the need. It's like, okay, this is not mine. I know this is a past life thing, so you got to go in and deal with that, like cut that cord and realize, like, okay, I'm not dealing with this anymore. It's not mine. Like, this is past life. I released that. It's been affecting me in this life, and I didn't even realize it wasn't mine, and now I understand. So like, it's so important that you do that work. I can't like put the Akashic field and tapping into it on your star map. I cannot make that any more vibrantly crucial. Okay, I guess it's time to tap into these cards because they're starting to talk. Just summing up there, that, you know, it's a choice, but taking what you can remember from what past lives you can remember, that you came here to walk, to be the best version of you that you can here, but also contribute towards healing towards the collective. You know, a lot of starseeds come here to come and heal long lineages of family curses and family dirt, you know, and negativity, and you know, just being aware of all that, tapping in and doing what you can. Like, that's what I learned from the third twin, and how important that was, and actually the reason why we're not talking. The big reason why, and when I ended it with him, I said I can't do this. One, because his deliverance was very harsh, but two, mainly that we could have worked on. But second thing was, he told me that the Akashic had no meaning after he even knew and saw what he saw, and he chose to run. I can't put it any other way. He just chose to run. So what do I choose to do? You know, like, I've had to heal. I've had to overcome it. Like, I've tried to reach out to him a couple different times and, you know, admit the things where I went wrong, and I was hoping for an apology, and it didn't happen. So, you know, I am grateful for everything that each and every one of those people have taught me. And I'm so in love with myself now, more than I have ever been. I surprise myself all the time, and I'm understanding what capabilities I have, how capable I actually am to produce everything, even on my own, not needing fucking anybody. That's taken me, you know, this whole Earth lifetime so far to get to, until the last year. Even sending myself flowers, telling myself good morning beautiful, the little things that I miss, I do for myself, and nobody can replace that. It's invaluable. It is timeless, limitless, precious in every way, and I love myself and my wholeness and my heart. And yes, this is a past life. But I think this is like really the past life for any divine. As soon as you start tapping into divine femme, boom, it's Isis. I think that's just how it works, but also the twin flame thing. All right, let's ask my higher self to explain to you through these intergalactic cards that we're working with today. This is Galactic Heritage by Last Royal Holt. I'm sorry, that didn't say that right. Lisa. Sorry, I don't know why I said loss. Lisa Royal Holt. This is an incredible deck. It taught me so much about galactic heritage and the world. And you also start remembering, like, Gaia's history when you start cracking open. Your kundalini starts firing off, and you start following your starseed path. Like, you start to get on your union with Gaia, get into your union with her, and then you start remembering her history. Higher self, all outside interferences are blocked, removed, revoked, and cleared on all levels, all timelines, all dimensions, and all space, please. So it is. Thank you. My higher self, divine collective consciousness, white wing collective conscious of 9, the matrix, divine guided protected communication and channeling through source light only. So it is. Thank you. Hello, higher self. Getting a very nice sense of peace right now. Higher self, let's tell our viewers why I am here and what I am doing. Where am I at now? Thank you. This is a very powerful deck. It's like I said, it's galactic heritage. It goes very, very, very far back into time. I'm just laughing because the twin flame thing just came out. I just want to keep drawing because this is so fun. I'm like, yep. I love when I realize people's music is light work. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Let's go with, I'm just gonna, let's just do this. This is really fun. I've never actually, I mean, I read for myself all the time, but I've never actually asked this question because I already know it. I just want the cards to kind of tell you through this galactic heritage. Labradorite for my starseeds out there. You want to get some of this and work with it often. And also something I don't have that I need to get that is recommended for starseeds is not malachite. What is it? I'll think of it. Rika. Oh, I started doing light language too. About the same time as doing Reiki. When I was learning Reiki. I was just like, all right, here I go. I'm just going with the flow, whatever this is. It's more like a chant, but it's light language. Aww. I feel like I need to make sure there's no more in here. This. Let's see what the bottom of the deck is. I'm here to be empty. Just kidding. Bottom of the deck is Orion Light Future. Yeah, trying to help you not feel the emptiness from the monkey mind. Like, I'm trying to get... So this is where timeline comes in, like, really awesome. I don't know if I can explain it in this video, but I'll have to do a video for just this deck. But so jumping in the future, you can see potential where things could go if people still have the mentality of being empty, lack, not having enough, right? So I'm here to help the future us get rid of this mentality. Oh, isn't that amazing? It's coming, it's already coming out here in the cards, and so I love that that's bottom of the deck. So, I should just bring the camera over here, huh? Good job. The song is called Affirmations by Elephant Heart. They are definitely a light-working I was gonna say musicians, but they're a band that, yeah, they're awesome. Pulse of Life, Galactic Core, Parallel. Skrillex. This is, I mean, it's like you got all the colors of the chakras there. So like, it's like me knowing this my whole life. I remember telling my mom when I was about 3 or 4, saying, Mom, why am I little? Like, I've been here before plenty of times, and I was just big. She was like, no, you're small, and everybody comes here small. She actually said everybody's born small and you grow, and like reincarnation was not allowed in my family. Hey, can you get off? Get off, monkey. He is tapping in. No. This is Skrillex. Yes. Monkey. And he's getting hungry, I suppose, but he was playing on the keyboard over there just a second ago. So, yes, I'm a witch and I'm a cat. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. But either part. Galactic Core, so like I've always known this Pulse of Life. I've just like always been aware of it. And then of course the experiences as a kid, it just helped create that truth for me. Missing link, Earth, past. Yeah, the missing link is hello, we're not so empty. And that's what I'm here bringing in. I mean, I was my own, missing link for a while. And that was kind of one of the programs I gave myself to learn how to fall back in love with myself again in this lifetime. In this body, the way that I have, and, being single. I mean, I've been single for a very long time. I've had relationships here and there, but, the last one was like three days. It was weird. But anyway, Fluidity, Andromeda, Parallel. So you see the parallel, past, present, future. That's how this goes. And so yeah, I am an Andromedan starseed, and I think the second twin was as well, because as there's like a core energy that goes in between each one of them, but each one of them are made up still of different DNA. I hope that makes sense. We can get into that. Stay tuned into Starseed Discovery, because we have a lot to talk about. Missing link, fluidity, like understanding like how to flow through life with my heart and dance through life. And that's a huge reason why I'm a dancer. And I've been a dancer many times here on Earth before, and other dimensions as well. I'm like learning how to dance with life has always been my thing. It's like been, dancing with life, avoiding how to get around this, and no, this is not truth. Dancing with life has just always been something I come and teach, I come and do, I come and live. I am just a dancer with a lifer. Does that make sense? Like, I just always know how to manifest on every level after I wake up. After my kundalini sparks, I just know. And so then I start to teach that. I start to show people how I followed my heart since the moment I could remember. Returning the favor, Zeta Reticuli, present. And there's a lot of talk about Zeta Reticuli we can talk about in a different video. This could be like, great aliens, whatever. I don't like to even use the word aliens. We're going to try to omit that word on this channel. but sometimes you can't avoid it, like when I'm mentioning ancient aliens. So sometimes you can't avoid it, but excuse me, I have these awful burps. I don't think I'll edit that out because yeah. I will edit out burps eventually, but not right now. Let you guys get to know me. Zeta Reticuli present, returning the favor. So again, I'm also a fallen angel too, and I had the choice. Fallen meaning like my last lifetime, and actually I was living in the 5th dimension. I was captured in the 3rd dimension, and after so much chakra blocking, I committed suicide. Nothing, I mean, I'm not condoning suicide or anything, but it's not like I went to hell or anything. I did not. I was given a choice where I wanted to go. I couldn't ascend necessarily from that Palladian life form that I was in, but I could go back. I could go to 4th. I could go to 3rd, 2nd. I had a choice, and I wanted to come here. I had a choice. I wanted to return the favor to Gaia, because Gaia had been there for me so many different times, many different ways and forms, everything. She's even been there for me in other dimensions too. I know that sounds hard to believe, but it's true. And I mean, we just have a very close bond, and I remembered a lot of it too in my trip to Sedona recently. And so that bond is rekindled and growing again. And also returning the favor to my second twin that I met. I'm just gonna say he came here before me and I followed him, but I followed him after already wanting to come, right? But that was like icing on the cake for me. Like, I want to make sure he gets through this okay. I'm not going to get into that right now, but he had his own reasons why he fell. Okay, but we're both fallen angels. And so I'm a fallen angel, returning the favor, learning how to, missing link flowing through the pulse of life, sharing cultural ideas, Pleiades present. So this is why I've never like seen color on skin. I have like never, like, my heart has gone out to anybody and everybody. You know how to pull my heartstrings? It goes to you. Now, I do know how to be pissed off too. Not gonna lie. If you've seen me angry and you're watching this, you know I can get angry, and I'm getting better at handling that. I'm just kidding. Why do I say I'm just kidding? Because I'm not kidding there. I need to only say that when I really am kidding. Sharing cultural ideas. Yeah, see, like the I don't know who is who here, the Pleiadian or the human or the Pleiadian, but sharing cultural ideas. That's why I'm able to, because of my last lifetime, and I'm most familiar with the Pleiadian DNA, because it was my last lifetime, and I feel like I've reincarnated there several times as well over eons and eons and eons and eons. This soul is not 36. I look for my age, don't I? I put that in a whole bunch of different groups this weekend. Just trying to, I was bored. I was like, I need people like me. Bringing in that Pleiadian love frequency, the heart chakra, the high heart chakra as well, the cosmic heart, and those frequencies, and like emitting them in different ways through art, through talk, through speech, through light language, through Reiki, through crystals, through whatever it is, just a hug even. Could just be a simple hug. And there's so many beautiful ways to transmit the Pleiadian ways. And so this isn't necessarily the Pleiadian transfer of energy card. That's just what it represents for me, and why I'm able to follow my heart with the pulse and dance with life. Shamanic journey, renewed hope, and linear thinking. had to definitely take a shamanic journey to get to where I am. It's kind of like the Kundalini rising card here. Renewed hope. This is, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Session, whale, parallel, and then Zeta Reticuli again, present. Renewed hope. Yeah, I mean, again, missing link. Renewed hope towards happiness and abundance. Renewing hope and versus like getting rid of this linear thinking, this thinking of lack, not having enough. I can't have this because I have this, or it's just, that's the missing link that I'm trying to piece together here. I mean, the cards, they're telling you, not me. Renewed hope in linear thinking and in, maybe I already put these three together, but that's what those three are there for. Okay, and then, yeah, way showing. This is just at the very end here. I just want to show you all, put that here, so, because I don't really have any room for it, but that's, that sums it up for you right there. That's Starseed Discovery right here. Bam! All in one card. If I could pick one card to describe Starseed Discovery, it would be this. It's all right. When my nose itches, that's when I know, like, angels and higher guides and other realms are around. Light beings, maybe some Pleiadians. Hello, Pleiadians. How are you? But right here, Starseed Discovery, serious energy, future, way showing. What'd I say? Future, getting rid of this emptiness. Generosity, complete surrender. Yes, that was when, reading for you in general. Reading for me in general, tapping into the Akashic field, the crystal balls, like all of it was complete surrender. Like when I told the third twin, I was like, do you think I just woke up one morning when I was a kid and I was like, I think I want to read for the Akashic field. I think I want to tap people in the Akashic field one day for a living. No, I surrendered. I surrendered to the universe, which is part of the ascension process, which is part of your 5D leap. You want your reality to change? You gotta surrender, brother. Complete surrender, Lyra energy, future. Yep. And generosity is also future in Lyra. Like this is complete surrender and generosity. I feel like also is heart chakra, high heart chakra activation that I'm here helping you guys with. Yeah, rejecting emotion. Zeta Reticuli past, but not rejecting positive emotion, of course. Why would we want to do that? No one's asking anyone to do that. That sounds silly, to say the least. We're talking about negative emotion. Or just unhealthy emotion. Even if it is positive, not being overstimulated by it, right? Arrogance, Lyra present. Alone time, Vega, present. Pushing the envelope, Lyra, present. Force of attraction, Orion light, future. Fusion and magic, Orion and present. Subsiding arrogance. I mean, because I really try to make all of this as authentic as possible. Hence why I'm leaving the burp in. Because like this shit is not a fucking fad for me. It's not a fad. I don't go buy this shit just to decorate it with my house. And I don't, for God's sakes, like I don't make music and then make a music video that looks like Beyonce's producer made it. Like all sexual. That's fine. And so like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just telling you, this is not a fad for me. And I will, if there's sensuality, there's a time and place for sensuality. And if there's going to be sensuality, I will provide that. I have no fear in seduction, no fear when it comes to that. But I am not going to entice you into spirituality by showing body parts of myself or showing skin or showing like a group of sexy women dressed up in like angelic clothing. If I do that, there's a project and a purpose. It's not just me doing that all the time for fad. Okay. So knowing that this is not a fad, knowing this is like taking this shamanic journey seriously, and knowing what the difference is between false light and light. Yeah, there's a lot of false light here on Earth. Ask Gaia. And you know, surrender to that. The ones that are generous, you'll know. Even through their artwork, you'll know. I've had to spend a lot of alone time, which is why you saw a period of and pausing on my readings. Like, you know, back in the day when I first started, you guys, if you guys have been watching, thank you, subscribers. I love all 47 of you. And growing, right? But I was only doing these. I was only doing the Sacred Geometry Activation deck. That was it, baby. This was it. This is all I used. Even if I was getting additional cards, I might have thrown in the deck another card here or there, but that was it. That taught me so much. It taught us so much in the beginning. All these new energies we're bringing in on how to like shift in to this 5D mindset. Complete surrender, baby. Complete surrender. You know, being myself, being yourself, completely surrendering to that too, but also completely surrendering to the divine, to Gaia, to the reasons why you're here. Renewing your hope. You know, we'll have other videos on the reasons why you're here and how you find out about that, but there's also my Etsy shop where you can get a reading and I can help you. And these cards are, there's a lot of other cards though that I use to build a very big profile for you. Alone time, I had to use that. Everybody has to use that to kind of get their kundalini rising there. Pushing the envelope, force of attraction, and fusion and magic again is describing, I feel like are like very significant, magnificent cards to describe Starseed discovery and even the 5D leap, like what we're doing here. This is like an easy conversation starter on 5D, I guess I should say. An easy couple of words to describe the energy of the 5D transfer. Pushing the envelope. Where are we going next? Who's going to start leading us? Who's going to take the first step? Who's going to take the first step to say, no more mask and no fucking vaccine? Shove it up your... You take the vaccine in front of me first and then we'll see it. But after 20 years go by. Force of attraction. Orion light future. You know, that's... I didn't have a choice but to surrender. That's after I gave my free will to the Starseed path. Force of attraction, baby. Pushing the envelope. Fusion and magic. This is, you know, everyone is a witch and a wizard. They don't even know it. Your thoughts are potent. Your thoughts are spells. Did you know that? They are. That's how you cast spells, your thoughts. Anybody can do it. You do it every day. You manifest good, you manifest trash. Old news and new news you manifest. You're constantly manifesting. Everyone is their own sorceress and sorcerer. And so I'm here teaching this too. I'm spreading this new news that everyone's doing this all the time. Are you fucking kidding me? No, I'm not. You are. I think this really sums up what I'm doing here and why I'm here and why Starseed Discovery is a place for you to land and support. Find your support. I'm there for you every step of the way. I'm here nurturing you on your truest discovery of thyself and living the freest version of you, Starseed. You. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Be who you want to be. Live who you want to live the life you want to live the reality that you want to live. And I'm not just saying that it takes work. I'm not saying kicking your feet up. I mean, essentially you kind of do, but there's tricks to the trade of that. And when I'm kicking my feet up, I'm either thinking nothing or positive. That's how it works. And manifestations come. Everyone is a master manifester in their heart, in their true soul. You just have to learn and teach yourself all over again. You have to erase monkey memories, monkey mind thoughts and beliefs. And that is the reason why you came, I promise you. And it's so rewarding. I couldn't ask for it in any other way. I'm so happy and proud to be here. I'm happy to be returning the favor and showing how we can all dance with life by following our hearts, living through the pulse of life at every moment, at every day, of every second, of every breath, of every blink, and every microorganism metabolism process. Anyway, I took astronomy, not biology, because yeah, that shit was too tedious for me. If that tells you anything, I come from the stars. I couldn't handle this whole Gaia, break it down into little microscopic shit. Give me a telescope and let me find a star. Let me hear the pulsing of it. We're good. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Tune in next time tomorrow for a new daily guidance video. I hope you got to know about me, who I am, what the hell I'm doing, telling you anything about life, giving you any advice about life and Gaia and Starseeds. But now you know. I love you. Bye, guys.